Welcome back to another episode.
I'm Marisha.
And I'm Thais.
And we are
the Lucky Girls. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about long distance friendships. I'm actively in like 2, and you're not in any right now, but you were before. Yeah. So we thought that this would be kind of a good topic to discuss because it's, relevant for us. But I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about long distance friendships, but relationships.
Right.
And I think they're different.
Just in general, it's hard making friends as adults.
Yeah.
And especially when you connect with someone that is in a different stage of their life. You know, some people are married, some people have kids, some people like move around for their work all the time. And that just makes it even harder to maintain friendships or to make new connections when your best friend or a friend that you have lives in a different state or country than you.
Mm-hmm. Or even in the same state, but just far.
Yeah.
But my best friend, Alyssa, shout out to Alyssa, I met her in 8th grade, and so we've been friends for a long time. I was 12? 13? 13, yeah. So a little over 10 years. It's crazy. And I think going from like seeing each other every day, we only saw each other for that year, and she was a military brat. Like her dad moved around, so when she came from Japan. I was like, girl, what the hell are you doing in Benicia?
Of all places.
Yeah. But she came, we got really close super quickly, and I was actually just looking in memory boxes, and we were looking at she had made me a collage of Selena Gomez, and It was for Christmas, and then she wrote me a letter from when she moved away that year, and I was reading it, and I was already like, I recorded myself crying, like reading it to her, because I was like, this is so sad. Like, we were so like young, feeling so many emotions with just her leaving.
Yeah. Even I cried because because she moved before summer even started. Like,
no.
Was it the end of summer?
She left, yeah. But we were talking about this recently. We had gone to see The Fault in Our Stars. You took us to go see that movie. Yeah. And we both were like bawling our eyes out during the movie, because it's a sad movie, I guess, right, for back then. Yeah. And then, I went home and I like bawled my eyes out.
Well, even when you said bye to her, you guys were hugging so tight and bawling. And I was in the car like crying. And
it felt like it was the last
last time you were ever going to see her.
Yeah.
And it kind of was, because she was still in high school, and she would come for the summer, but everybody wanted to see her. That, like,
it was difficult to
it wasn't the same as seeing each other every single day.
And especially at school, because we had classes together in 8th grade when we met, so it was like we hung out all the time. But when she moved away, we were so young, we didn't, like, even when she visited, I didn't have my own car to like go see her.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't drive, so that was kind of difficult. But she moved to Virginia, and she stayed there for 2 years, and she came back to California, but she was in Monterey, which was like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So even then, she moved back when we're like juniors, and like by then, I guess we could have been driving. I didn't drive,
but still, it was on your parents' time, because you still had to ask permission to do these things.
Yeah, and so we have always been close, but I definitely had felt like, with social media, that really helps. I think being so interactive in like people's lives, people stay close and connected that way.
Yeah.
So it was nice that we had that, because I think that if we had been in a different time where we didn't have that technology to do that, we probably would have grown apart.
Yeah. It would have just been like, oh, that was my best friend from 8th grade, and you grew up, like, you become an adult and you always remember her and cherish her, but like you're not like
close.
That's still my friend.
Yeah. And Alyssa's still my best friend. Like, I still talk to her all the time, and I think that if we had not had the technology that we have, it would not have been sustainable.
Yeah.
And my other friendship is a long distance friendship based on like
The internet
the
friends you
internet
weren't
friends.
supposed to
Yeah,
have.
yeah, my internet friends I wasn't supposed to have, Jessica. And we connected through our fan accounts on Twitter for 5 Seconds of Summer, and I don't really remember exactly like how we like met on Twitter, but we just somehow like got really close. We did grow apart for a little bit, like we weren't really talking, but again, social media, like we followed each other, and we like would still see like our life updates and stuff like that, but it was not like how we first met when we talked all the time,
Yeah.
until we became adults and we were like, oh, we can like fly and like see each other with our own grown-up money, you know.
Yeah.
um so that was helpful, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
um
I
but
remember being really excited for you when you were finally going to meet Jessica,
mhm,
because it was this like decade long
mhm,
friendship that you had, and it was finally you guys were able to meet and you had so much fun, and then she
yeah.
came to visit here, the kids got her sick.
Oh yeah, she met the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is really special because like the kids are really special to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember for your birthday, your 21st birthday, I was pregnant with Atreus, and Alyssa got to meet Artemis, and like she's essentially been a part of really big moments in our lives too, even from
Mhm,
afar.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've definitely kept her updated because I would say she's like my best friend that's like become a sister.
Yeah.
You know, so like I can be full myself with her
Mm-hmm.
and like tell her anything, and she would never like judge me.
Yeah.
And so she's like that type of best friend. And I and she's also the one where she's like, how's your family doing, especially because we're so long distance, so
Mm-hmm.
she's like asking, updates about that. So I do tell her like about the family, and so she's definitely have been able to be there for milestones
Yeah.
in my life and everybody else's life in the
Mm-hmm.
family through the distance.
Yeah, I would say that um like I see her, like when I talk to her, I feel like her big sister.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that she has a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been like becoming a mom or a parent period is really hard because everyone can say as much as they can to prepare someone, and you really aren't prepared and don't know until you're
Until
in
you're
that
in it.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I just reach out to her or slide up on her story, and then it turns into us talking
Yeah.
for like an hour. I think recently her son was struggling with teething.
Uh-huh.
And I said, if you have the pacifiers that have the hole on the other side, pour water in there and put it in the freezer, and then it acts like a little ice pack. And she goes, I'm doing that right now. And it's just like
Yeah. She's definitely like has been ingrained in the family,
and to see her grow like has been really special for me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
yeah, because I met her when she was so young.
yeah, it's like the nurturing mother side
That
of you too.
Yeah.
The older sister, you want to like look out for her and help her and advise her, and she's, I think, comfortable with you to like talk to you that way, and like despite it being so long since she's probably seen you, she's obviously not gonna talk to you the way she talks to me, like as often.
Yeah.
So it's nice that she feels that way with you guys, because even like Adonis, like she acts like an older sister to Adonis.
Mm-hmm.
And like, mom and dad ask about her and ask how she's doing, so she's definitely like that one where she's,
and like I can like I know that she's your best friend because you feel comfortable with her being that way with us. Like you don't feel like that's my sister or that's my mom.
Because I am territorial.
Yeah.
And that when it comes to that, so like I've, especially growing up, I remember like I had my elementary school like first grade best friend. She'd come over and she'd hang out, and like Adonis would hang out with her, and I'm like, she's my friend, or
she's
like,
here to hang out with me.
Yeah. And then I think I've always been that way, and I don't know why. Because even with like certain friends, they'll be like, that's like, oh, how's mom and dad? I'm like, who are you calling mom and dad? That's not my mom and dad.
Right.
And things like that. But like when it comes to Alyssa telling or talking that way, I'm like, she doesn't really talk like that. She's not, but like, she doesn't claim them. But if she would, I wouldn't be as like territorial.
Yeah. Because You're like, yeah, that's my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that friendship is so special. Um, and it's weird because I kind of, I guess, like consider it like my like a childhood
Yeah.
best friend, and it's nice that it's lasted so long, despite the distance because I don't
Yeah.
really ever see her. I haven't seen her since 2021. I
Yeah,
went to go
because you
visit
went to
her.
visit her.
And it's been
3 years.
3 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And I think like the hardest part is to miss out on big milestones
Yeah.
as an adult because when you're younger you have less milestones. It's
Right.
kind of just like you're like living in high school and like you might have like your first boyfriend or relationship or just like things
Or
like that and
graduation
graduation
and
and that's
prom.
still like yeah it still sucks to miss out on those things, but I think in the moment as like a teenager you're not like
Thinking
thinking
that.
about those things, and then you're also involved in like your own experience doing that because you're experiencing the same things at once.
Yeah.
But as an adult now it's like she went to college and she went to different college and I didn't go to like a 4 year, and I was like, oh, she's like making new friends and like experiencing the college life on campus where I wasn't doing that, and like it's hard to see or like experience those things separately. And then even now it's like she had like yeah she's has a baby and like I didn't get to like be
Be
there
there
for
for the
her
birth or
physically or like
even like
the baby shower, the things like that, and like
yeah.
she and it's funny because like she invites me, like she sends me the invite, like
Yeah.
and like I really would go, but it's just so hard that like the scheduling, the like
Where you're gonna
money,
like
things like that. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
It's a lot of planning, and there are times like you have to choose what milestones you want to be there for.
right because you
Like I
can't be there
know
for all of them
if
because
she
it's
when
expensive.
if or when she gets married, like you
Oh
for
yeah.
sure gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make it happen so that she can be here for when
I will
you
literally pay for everything for her to be there.
same.
Yeah.
Like I'd
So
be like, you can take like we have a Lola over here. She'll watch all the kids while we go get Thais married.
well, she has her family out here too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing. Like, she hasn't came to California in so long. Was it weird?
I don't think you can see it on the camera, but there you go. It's just like
yeah, my bangs have been doing that. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, she hasn't come to visit in a while.
Yeah, she hasn't came to visit here in a while. But that's another thing is like I think it's just so the finances is like really what it is because even if she didn't have her like family to be here, she could stay here.
Yeah.
And like things like that. But now she has like a baby, so she has to consider
her partner.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not just her anymore. And that's another thing is like it's hard to maintain that when like life just happens, right?
People say, you get older, you get busier, you don't talk to your friends as often.
Like even with you and Jessica right now, she's been traveling so much that you haven't like you guys
we talk,
but not every day like consistently. And then we were trying to get her a way to get to your birthday this year, and it's just like it's not working out.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you really want her to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But luckily for Jessica and Jessica's situation, she's on her own and stuff like that, and so we're like, oh, it doesn't work out for the birthday, but let's like meet up and travel this place together. And so we're trying to plan that, and even that could fall through. You never know. So but sometimes it's not even just physically seeing each other that makes the friendship a friendship. It's just
again, we talk a lot about how you show affection, and if we are sending someone a reel or a TikTok every day, that is you being like, I thought of you when I watched this, and I'm sending it to you to let you know. I
want you to enjoy this video with me.
Yeah. Right. So that I think can be the other way around for me, was that I don't have childhood friends. I've moved around a lot up until 5th grade, and then I came into a community where everybody was already established. Even going into the 6th grade, I never really found my group of people, and I never felt that I fit in anywhere. So I just never had like childhood friends. Even in high school, I graduated, I took pictures with the people that wanted to take pictures with me, and I was like, okay, let's go. Like I'm done. Like these are just people I went to school with. I'm out of here.
Mhm.
It wasn't until I got with Patrick, Patrick has childhood friends. Like, he's still friends with the people he became friends with in kindergarten.
Mhm.
And like, they're still very much a part of our lives. We all have kids, we all live in the same area, so we still get to be a part of his childhood friends' lives, but I've never had that. So one year, it was January 2020 or 2015. Patrick and I had just started dating, and his friend that he had made in kindergarten was visiting from New York and had gotten all the friends together. And that's Karina, who we now call Rinka.
Mhm.
Everybody else from like the Vallejo friends call her Let or Latrell,
Mhm.
but she's Rinka to me. And we just hit it off so quickly. Like, you know, like when you meet some, or if you like how people explain like being in a relationship or meeting someone for the first time, and it's just like instant chemistry, sparks flying. I would describe my friendship with Rinka to be that way.
Mhm.
Um, but our entire friendship was built long distance,
Mhm.
and memes were a thing, but and Vines, like Vine kind of, but not really. And so it was FaceTimes at odd hours of the night,
When
texting
was this?
constantly in 2015.
Oh wow, you guys have been friends for a long
Like
time.
over 10, we just made 10 years this
Yeah.
year. Um, and like, she was just so easy to talk to. And I just told her everything. And I still tell her everything.
Mm.
And so, yeah, she was in like, she was taking classes at a community college in New York for nursing. I was taking my prerequisites for nursing. We would sit there and study together, but not really. And when her and her boyfriend broke up, there was this guy like off the subway, and she'd tell me like, "Oh, I'm just listening to this guy like play his music, and it's like he's singing for me." And I was like, "Because he is, bitch. Like, he likes you. You better ask him out." And she'd be like, "No," and it was like, if I had been there, it would have been the same.
Mm-hmm.
I at one point did want to go visit her in New York, but I was scared that I was going to get lost on the subway, and I'd never traveled by myself before, so I just never went. But
It worked out.
yeah, when she would come to visit, um, like, we'd see each other. She always made it a point to like give me gifts for Christmas. Like, we still did those things, like exchange gifts. She would tell me like, "Shh, I'm coming to visit, but nobody knows."
Mm.
And like, it just felt so special that like I always got to know.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't start when she moved back. We didn't connect right away because
Mm.
I had just gotten married and I was pregnant with Artemis, and Rinka was coming back from a person she had been with for a long time and having to move back because that didn't work out, and then she was struggling financially out in New York. So it was like she came back but not by choice,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like dealing a lot with her mental health
And adjusting.
and adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also
Adjusting to
adjusting
motherhood
to
and
motherhood.
yeah.
And I think I was actually kind of mean to her when not explicitly, but like, she would make plans and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna come visit you and the baby this day," and I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll be home, like, just walking through the door because I might be nursing, so just walk in, the door will be unlocked." And then I'd text her in the morning and I'd be like, "Hey, I just wanted to make sure you're still gonna come." She was like, "Yeah," and then last minute she would not come.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not as sensitive or accepting of that because I was like, I could have had somebody else come visit or come help me or whatever, but I'd like set the time aside for you to come.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I was like, when you're ready to show up, let me know. And Rinka like was like, "Oh my god, she's so mad at me." So we didn't talk for like maybe like 6 months to a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And we still interacted on social media and stuff, but we didn't see each
Like
other.
hang out and talk like how you used to.
Right. And I think it was just simply because she wasn't in a I also wasn't in a good place mentally. I was going through postpartum depression and all this stuff. So then when I was pregnant with Atreus, that's when we really like rekindled our relationship. And she came and helped me like get the nursery ready and clean Artemis's room. We spent New Year's Eve together one year. And it was just like ever since then, we've just been attached at the hip. And it was so funny because I was calling her my best friend to other people, but I'd not told her that she was my best friend. And she was calling other people, like telling other people that I'm her best friend.
But you didn't know that you were her best
Yeah.
friend, or that she considered you her best friend?
Right. And
That's
so
funny.
finally I was like, I tell people you're my best friend. And she goes, I tell people that you're my best friend. And I feel like I've had a lot of best friends, but I've never been somebody else's best friend. And I think that's why I feel that Rinka and my friendship is so special, because we are each other's ultimate best friend. And had I not been with Patrick, I don't think that would have ever happened, because we went to elementary school together.
I think you did tell me that.
And I had no idea.
Yeah.
And we were just in the same vicinity.
It was like an invisible string.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just like
Patrick was your string.
Yeah. We just missed each other by a little bit.
Because is she a grade above you?
Yeah.
She's a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was just crazy.
Yeah. I've felt that way too about friendships, where I'm like, growing up, I had friends that considered me their best friend, and that I consider them my best friend. But even like my best friends now, I feel like I didn't have that with them. Like Alyssa, she was like the popular girl because she was new. So like
and
everybody,
so pretty.
Yeah, she is still really pretty, of course. But yeah, she's the new girl. Like everybody wanted to be friends with her.
And she wasn't just like a new girl from like a different city or
she's
state.
A new girl from Japan.
Yeah.
Like weird. So like everybody wanted to be friends with her, and so I feel like she definitely had other friends that, she hung out besides me. I think that we just continued to stay in contact more than the other friends, and so it eventually was like, she says I'm her best friend, and so I'm like, oh, okay, like cool, because you're my best friend.
Yeah.
So it grew into that, but it was not like, I didn't feel that instantly.
Yeah.
And I guess for you, maybe you felt that way, but you guys didn't know that you guys felt that way for each other until like later on.
Yeah. And I think it was just because I didn't want to have another failed best friendship. Because like there have been friends that they like practically lived with us. And so like I had one friend where we became friends in high school, but then she went on independent studies. And then we reconnected after high school, and she was like at our house. Sometimes I'd come home and she was in my bed, and I was like, oh, hi. And mom loved her. She cleaned our house, like threw the garbage away, cleaned the microwave. Like she was just a part of the family. Yeah. But then she got married and moved away, and then that relation, like friendship, just became very tumultuous because I did not approve of the person she married. It was just very, very hard. And so at one point we just stopped being friends. And she was like the person that would become friends, and then we weren't friends, and then we'd become friends off and on. And eventually I was just like, I've outgrown this relationship and I can no longer sustain it. Because I'm putting myself, giving more to her than I am to myself. And we've made up, but it's not the same. I had another friend that we became, like, I guess we knew each other in high school. She was just the weird theater kid that would be around, and she just knew me. And we became like social media friends, and we'd interact. And then when I had the ectopic pregnancy, she like really, really reached out, and she would like sit on the phone with me until like 3-4 in the morning because I wasn't sleeping because of what I had went through. And we just like really hit it off. And so like the person before was my best friend, and then I considered this other person my best friend, and then she moved to San Diego, and then again it was like all these other things that went on, and that was just hard because I'm like a ride or die for people. And I'm like, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care who you're with. Like, I'm going to be there no matter what. And if you need me, call me. But then when they cut me off because for whatever reason, situation, I'm really, really hurt by that. And like this last friendship that happened to me, like I was really heartbroken. Yeah. Like I really felt like, is there something wrong with me?
I think that happened around the same time that I had my friendship breakup,
right? Yeah. We're going through it at the same time. Yeah. And like it hurt just because I felt like I'm being there supportive for you, and like now you're cutting me off and blaming things that happen on me for a guy, basically. And that just like, it was really gut-wrenching. And Rinka and I were like still best friends, but it just felt like, wow, like I was just I didn't want to admit that Rinka was my best friend, because as soon as I did that with someone, they'd leave or move away, or.
But I think that because maybe this is different for you and Rinka, just because you guys were built off long distance. So like, despite the growing apart for that short period of time when she came back, if she were to ever move away, because that is in the plans, if she does want to move away, she wants to move to Hawaii. Remind me. But I think that you guys have built a friendship in both.
It's strong enough that, so that it would sustain. It's like that we are locked in. Like we have matching tattoos. Tattoo removal is very expensive, and she's mine. Like she can't go anywhere. Emotionally, she can move away if she wants to, but I don't know. I don't want that to happen. Yeah. But yeah, just I think we will be able to sustain our friendship because we're so locked in. And we do, like, every once in a while, like, talk about, no, not fight, but talk about, like, we are just the little girls who wanted so badly to have friends but didn't. And we, like, finally found each other in adulthood, and we are basically, like, healing our inner child together. And she'll see pictures of me as a little girl, and she'll be like, I just want to give you a hug because I know that, like, of what you went through and that you didn't have any, like, friends. Yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, I really needed you growing up.
Yeah. But she's healing whatever's been holding, like, as an adult, it's just, you have those friendships where they kind of heal a little bit, and they don't even sometimes know it. Sometimes they're just, like, there, and you're like, oh, like, I wish that, like, I had that as a kid, and, like, you they don't know that. Yeah. Do you need the tissue?
No.
Do you want a tissue? She's
my
tearing
eyes
up,
watering
guys.
up. Yeah. I'm trying to be strong.
She's still here. You're fine.
I know, but that TikTok that I sent her the other day where it was like, she's leaving, and now I'm crying, and my kids are crying because she has to go back to her husband.
Yeah, her stupid husband. I sent that to Alyssa too. I know I told you that, but I sent it to Alyssa, and I feel like that was how I felt when she moved away for the first time. Yeah. It was like, I was so heartbroken.
You even cried in front of Mom about it.
Like, I remember being in her, like, Mom's arms, like, on the couch crying. And I even, like, not now, I think about it, and I think about, like, how I haven't seen her in a long time and things like that, and I do get emotional because I'm like, dang, I wish I could, like, see her, but it's not, like, I know that it's not
gonna, like, a tissue.
It's not gonna, like, change. Oh my gosh, why are they so far?
Yeah. I think Rinka knows how important she is to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially it shows because when people, like, take advantage of her, I get really upset. And I'm just like, why do you let people do that to you?
You know what? I was going to say that another, like, reason why I know my friendship with Alyssa is going to last just like forever because we keep it like the realest we can with each other. Like
Yeah.
if one of us is acting stupid or like has a stupid opinion or whatever, we're gonna call it out. We're gonna be like, girl, no. Or like even like if we have, well, like in the past when I was in a relationship, like we would talk about things that like our boyfriends would do, and like we understand where we're coming from and some of the things that we like, how we want to go about certain things, but we're also like, well, you should see it this way. And like
Yeah.
that's just, I think, a really healthy way to like
Yeah,
communicate
like
and have
Rinka
a good
knows,
friendship.
like, you better not unblock that person. But if they do, I'm gonna be like, you're being so dumb right now.
Yeah, and
But
vice
whatever,
versa.
go get yours. But just know I'm not happy about
Yeah.
it.
But she's never gonna, she knows that you're never gonna judge her for that, or like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's like that's kind of the friendship that I feel like I have with Alyssa too. Um, and I was gonna say something about like even when you and I remember we had that fight, like one of the only fights we've ever really had as adults. But we had that big fight, and like I remember you telling me that you were with Rinka, and she was like, "You're kind of like in the wrong here. Like you should probably apologize to Thais."
Yeah.
And like I remember hearing that and being like, "Thank you," because like you were acting crazy to me. But
Yeah.
like we I already knew we'd be fine because you know we're sisters, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
We fight, but like if it was like if I was a friend and we fought and she called you out for that too, I feel like that's just a good sign that somebody's like
They
calling you
love
out on your
you
behaviors and like,
because,
and we'll do
yeah.
it privately because they're not gonna make a fool. Like same with like a regular relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you
Like
call
they
somebody
love
out.
you enough to be like, I know where you're coming from, but also you did not approach that in like the appropriate way. And
Mhm.
she's like, also, she's your sister. Why are you talking to your sister like that? Even though she talked crazy about her sister, but
But they're sisters, so we
yeah,
can't say anything about it because at the end of the day,
that's their
yeah, that's
relationship.
their relationship. They're
Yeah.
gonna figure out the way that they want to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And like I
Yeah.
think also Rinka knows me. That's a thing.
That too.
Rinka and I have like
You guys
built
have
our
your own
friendship.
relationship too.
Yeah. And Rinka and I don't talk often outside of like our little group chat that we
Mm-hmm.
have. But like I'm comfortable to hang out with her alone. You
Yeah.
know, like
You
we just,
have. You've gone to the
yeah,
beach with her and her family.
right. And but I don't like consider her my best friend because I'm
Yeah.
still like, you know, that's your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
But she's my friend,
Yeah.
right? So like it's just like I'm comfortable with her, so maybe she knows our relationship differently, so she
Mm-hmm.
can kind of say those things to you
Yeah.
because she knows both perspectives in a way. Not that I don't think I talked to her about that
No.
situation, but I'm sure she knew like my personality at that point where she's like,
Yeah.
well, you know,
Well, also, I think because I am very, I take accountability for when I'm wrong too. So I was
mhm,
like, this is what I said. And I was honest about it. Like, I wasn't trying to make
mhm.
me seem like I was the victim here. I was just like, this
This
is
is
what
what
I said.
happened and this
This
is
is
what
what
I said.
happened. And like, full transparency, I was being a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, we're over it though.
Yeah.
But
It was just a huge miscommunication too. Like, you didn't have all the information and you're basing your opinion off of like one sentence that was said.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, long distance friendships are really hard to like, I guess, navigate.
I would say that, well, I've never been in a long distance relationship, but like, I wouldn't want to be, I would say being in a long distance friendship is harder because like when you go through something big, like you can't just like walk over to somebody's house and just be like, hey, I'm sad,
Mhm.
and pig out. Like, it has to be a whole like phone call or FaceTime.
Right.
And even then you have to make sure that person's free.
Yeah.
They're like in a time zone where maybe it's not too late for them or too early for them.
And that's, I was gonna say, like, now that Alyssa, she was in like different time zones for a majority of our friendship, and she's across the country, so like it's not a huge time difference. It's only about 3 hours, but it's still
It
like
still makes a difference.
it still makes a difference. And so to maintain our friendship, we actually use Snapchat, which I feel like nobody ever, like, people are like, you're 20 something years old, you should not be on Snapchat at this point. And I feel like I don't use Snapchat to like
You don't
talk
post
to any. Yeah,
stories
like I
or
don't use Snapchat like Snapchat, but
yeah,
I only use it to talk to like 3 people. I talk to Dahlia, our cousin,
yeah.
Alyssa, and then my friend Lizette, which is she's not like a long distance friendship, but she
She's
is.
pretty far.
She's in San Jose, which is only like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours with traffic and stuff. But that's still like a long drive
That's a
for me to be
whole
able to
day that you have to plan to go hang
exactly to
out
go
with
see
her.
her.
It's not
Yeah,
just like me where you literally live on the other side of the
we're only
like
15-20 minutes away. That's
yeah.
different. Like I can
But
see
I
you.
was even saying like from
Oh,
here I can go to Rinka's house. She's 5 minutes away.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Rinka has a key to my house.
Right. But like for Lizette, but we talk all the time too, and we
Mm-hmm.
keep in contact by sending TikToks and reels and like
Yeah.
having inside jokes and like the artists that we listen to are like
And when you guys do
things like
see each
that.
other, it's like
You know,
comfortable.
we've only met
Twice?
once.
Oh, once?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I actually the first time I met her, I slept over her house.
Yeah.
We actually met on TikTok, so I guess that was another internet friend that
Mm.
we met on TikTok during COVID, and we've been on like just Snapchatting basically since COVID. Like our streak is hella long,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we just interact through like social media, and then
Yeah.
we went to go see Kelly together, and it
Yeah.
was in San Francisco, and so I was like, oh, we should just sleep over, and like, um, it was a fun day. I need to go see her again, and we've tried to hang out, but it's just like she's busy, she's in school. I was in school for a year and a half that we've been friends, so like it's just busy. And the thing is that like when you're an adult in a long distance friendship or just a friendship in general, that just happens. You just
Yeah.
get
You just get
busy
busy.
and you can't see each other as often as you would when you were like a kid or younger because it's like you have other responsibilities.
Right.
And just to like maintain it, I feel like you just have to be mature enough to like understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people who are older who are just like, my friends don't hang out with me or like don't talk to me. And I'm like, they have stuff to do. Like,
yeah. And like that even is true for Mom and Edwin.
mm-hmm.
Like they're not long distance, but like their life happens, but they still keep in contact.
Mm-hmm.
They send things to each other. They text, and he like will check up on her. And then when they do get to see each other, it's like no
Nothing
time has
happened.
passed.
Yeah. You know what? Kirsten, um, that's my like best friend from like kindergarten. Yeah, and I had just posted the ticket for
Mm-hmm.
Selena Gomez, and
Oh,
we went to go
yeah.
see her with Kirsten, and she just responded to me. And she's getting married, she's engaged and
Yeah.
everything, and like that was another like friend of mine where she would move around and we would keep in contact. Like I'd go see her for her birthday, or she'd come see me for my birthday. And I actually was when I went to go through the box of stuff, I found the Selena Gomez stuff, and I also found a birthday card, I think for my 13th birthday. And yeah, it was my 13th birthday because I read it, and she was like, "Welcome to the teenager gang," and I was like, "That's so cute," because she's a little bit older than me, so she was
Yeah.
already 13 at that point. And it's just funny because like again, going back to like social media and just like the internet in general, it really does like have the benefit of like
Keeping in touch
that way, because like I don't talk to Kirsten at all really now, but like I still would be there for if she called me, I'd pick up immediately, like
Yeah.
because I love her. And like you know, although we don't talk and we're not close like that, we've built the connection and we have like just like I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's certain friendships that I have that like if they call me, I'd be like, I'm not picking that up. But you know, like she's that one friend where I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like I have
Like,
not.
It doesn't like it'll pick up where it left off.
And that's exactly how it always was when we were kids. Like
Yeah.
we would never feel like time had gone by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's also kind of like a little sister to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy that like I'm at that point where my friends are having babies and getting married. Like what?
Yeah. And it's funny because those like Alyssa doesn't have a sister,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the middle child. She has an older brother and a younger brother.
Yeah.
But she never had an older sister, and she's never gotten to be an older sister to a little sister.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirsten's also the eldest sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of like take them under my wing.
Mm-hmm.
It yeah, like Kirsten has confided in me a lot before she moved and all that. So,
yeah.
how would you feel if we were long distance sisters?
I think I'd be really sad. But I think that if it happened now, I think that it'd be fine. Like I think that it would be hard, obviously, but I think if we were long distance sisters, it would be like okay because we talk so often and we text all the time. You know what I was thinking recently? Like I don't know if we would talk as much as we do if you didn't work
At the
in the same
county.
county. If we worked in
Yeah,
the same county,
because we teams all the time.
all the time. Like we're messaging on Teams or like um
on our
and
opposite Mondays. I'm
yeah.
so bored at work.
because I'm not there.
Yeah.
We have every other Monday off, but we have opposite Mondays off, and so I always think about that too. On like the Monday I work, I'm like, oh, Marisha hasn't messaged me at 8 a.m. yet.
Yeah, it's like
because I get in at 7:30, so I'm already like I'm settling in, and I'm like waiting for you to message me at 8, and then you do, and
I
then
immediately walk in. I'm like, hey.
It's funny because sometimes we don't even like say hi. We just jump into a conversation. I just like
Yeah.
send you a thought, and then we like jump into the conversation. But a couple of days ago, you messaged me and you literally just said hi, and I laughed out loud about it because I was like, "Why did she say hi? That was so weird."
Well,
you
because
don't
we were
usually.
texting, and
On,
then
like,
I was
actual
like,
text.
yeah, and I was like, okay, I just got in. I'll just message you on Teams.
Did you say that? I don't think you did.
I think I just stopped responding, and then I was
and
like,
then message
hi.
me.
Yeah.
Hi. So I laughed because I was like, "Why did you do that?" But I think it would be hard either way.
I think it would be really hard. Like Patrick and I have considered moving out of state, and I was like, I can't. Like I'll move out of state once my siblings move out of state, but I do not feel comfortable living in a different state than my siblings.
I've talked about this with many people, like friendships and everything, but like people at work and everything, they ask me like, "You're so close with your siblings, like do you ever think about moving away?" And I've always thought about this, like even when I was considering going to like college in high school, I was like, I don't want to go any further than like an hour like distance basically because my furthest was LA, and I was like, the only reason I'm considering that is because it's an hour to fly there.
Yeah.
But even then I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And even to this day, I'm like, I'm so much closer to you guys than I am now. So like I'm very much like I want to stay in the same county as you guys because like I like I could not imagine being that far like
and not seeing the kids every weekend.
I just don't like driving. So like I'm like, and you don't like driving either, and you're busy. You have a whole family to take care of. So it's like,
and I would make the time, but we wouldn't see each other as often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be like your birthday, my birthday,
the holidays.
Yeah. You would try to make some of the kids' birthdays like at least their big ones.
And even like I think about some of my friendships and like their relationships with their siblings and parents, and I'm like, you guys like don't see each other at all. Like Xena, she's gonna go see her and her sister are gonna go see her parents in San Jose for Mother's Day tomorrow. And I was like, oh, that's so nice, because like I think about their relationship and like her parents are coming to go see her today, but they don't like because they live like not far, I guess, because it's like only probably like a 30-40 minute drive from San Jose to SF, but like, or maybe an hour, but even then it's like you gotta take time out of your day to go do that and like see each other. And it's just, I'm like, I could not imagine having to go drive that long to like see my friends or my.
That's like Patrick and his brother. Like his brother might as well live like on a different planet. Like we have not seen him in years.
Yeah.
And
I don't think the last time I saw him, I think, was for your wedding.
Probably.
Or
no, when Artemis was born, because the moment that we told him Artemis was born, he drove from Oregon to the hospital to meet her. And then he was there for a few hours and then drove back.
I don't remember seeing him.
Maybe you didn't.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know. When was the last time?
From the mics.
Oh. But I'm just glad that we don't have to be long distance sisters, because I think I would literally
cry every day.
Every day. Just moving out to
to like down the street.
15 minutes was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an adjustment, and I feel like it eventually gets easier. I think It's just
It
an
was,
adjustment.
yeah, but it was interesting, like, over the last week where you're like, do you want to come have lunch with me? And I was like, I haven't hung out with my sister in like a week because I had the last weekend before that was super busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like the podcast, we have to make time to like record and all those things. And sometimes that can be difficult. Like, like we said, we're busy. We have things going on. Especially you. Like, you're just busy. So like, we have to really schedule time to like hang out. So I feel like if we were long distance, I don't know if we would have a podcast.
We need
we
to
would
like a whole. Well, we could be like Travis and his brother.
Yeah,
where they do online.
Or I guess the Pally Bros.
Yeah. But I'm glad that we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap up so we can go shopping now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go shopping, guys. We're gonna have a sister date / Mother's Day.
What should we eat? We'll figure it out.
It's kind of hot today.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm gonna keep your shirt though.
You literally have that shirt.
Oh yeah, we can stop by my house and I can put a shirt on. And
then you want to go shopping in it? Just go shopping in, and we'll just take it off when I drop you off. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we're just planning this on the podcast.
Thank you for watching or listening.
Yes, and if you have any long distance friendships, shout them out in the comments.
Yes, we
want tell them to listen to us. Duh.
We want to keep hearing from like our listeners / watchers. Like, please tell us what you want to see.
Yeah.
Interact with us. Like, we want this to be a whole community. And we want everyone to be lucky girls.
Yeah.
Or boys. Or days.
The lucky days. Anyway, yeah, thank you for listening or watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.